so Park Slope, where I grew up, was like kind of like it kind of touched Crown Heights. Do you remember the Crown Heights riots?
No.
That was like a big thing when like David Dinkins was mayor, and there was like big riots, like race riots. That's like 10 minutes from you could walk there. Like I had friends who lived there. We'd go there to buy weed. That's where you get your bike stolen when you went to go get weed.
Really?
Yeah. One time so Crown Heights and Park Slope kind of touch. And we go to Crown Heights to get weed. And we'd always like, we would always assign someone to go get it. And you were like, it was like a soldier going off. We'd shake his hand. We'd do like a thing. It was like a Japanese fighter pilot going in World War II. We're like, if you don't make it back, we get it. Nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to get picked. So I remember it was my turn, and I took my friend Nick's bike. This is a true story. And he was like a Nick Michonne. And I guess you can leave his name. He doesn't watch podcasts. He used to build bikes. So he would put them together into like expensive parts. And he was like, I guess you can take my bike. And I went. So in Brooklyn, where you go to the weed spot back in the day, it was owned by Jamaicans. And you knew it was a weed spot because it was just a store. And there was just Utz chips and bulletproof grass. So that's all that was in the store. You'd walk in and there'd be like one bag of Utz chips on a shelf and with an expiration date like 1972. And then you'd go up and you just get your weed. So I pulled the bike in. It was a rainy night. I can't remember. And I set it like by the door, right? Because I never went. And you're just scared the whole time because you're going into a neighborhood. Bad things can happen. It's a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I remember just turning around and seeing, I walked to the counter. I was getting the dime bags or whatever. And I remember just turning around to check on the bike. And I must have been in there 13 seconds. So it was like, as soon as they saw me come into the neighborhood, they must have it's like just vulture. Like they were just on it.
Yeah.
Because I was in there maybe 12, 13 seconds. I turn around. All I see is the front wheel just like going out the door. And the bells on the door just going clank, 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 clank. I was just, so then like I finished paying for the weed, but the whole time now I'm going like, how am I going to get home? Because like I got to go outside and walk, and you don't want to walk. You want to be able to get away fast.
Yeah.
So I took the weed, put it in the bag, and then I just opened the door and just started sprinting. I sprinted the whole way. I didn't stop. I didn't run. I didn't know. And in my mind, I thought there was like a rap video chasing me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. Because in my mind, I'm like, I didn't know what was out there. I don't know who had the bike, what was out there. I thought it was like a Mobb Deep video type of situation. And I just fucking booked until what happens is you get to the
deep video situation.
You get to the Brooklyn Public Library is like where you're getting to Park Slope, which is like, it gets a little safer.
Yeah.
So I did all the way to the Brooklyn Public Library. It's like if you like rap, Special Ed shot an old video in the Brooklyn Public Library. So you ran till there, and then I got there, and I kind of look back, and there's just nothing there. But in my mind, it was like I was getting chased.
Dun dun dun. They're on fucking four wheelers. Dun 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 dun.
And they're shooting at
That's
me.
a great fucking analogy. It's a Mobb Deep video happening behind me, and
But then I felt guilty about losing this kid's bike, especially since like. I got it taken from negligence, really. I should have kept the bike with me.
You should have had it, yeah.
I shouldn't have just left it by the door. So I was like, what do I do? I can't. And this is just a decision a kid makes. So I'm like, all right, I just feel guilty about telling him I lost his bike. So I'm like, I don't want to tell him I lost it that way. So I said, I got to make up a story. Like I was like, I'm just going to say I got into a fight. I tried to save the bike. I fought, and then I was like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. I got to make it real. I got to look like I took some fire. So I started punching myself.
Oh.
I punched myself a bunch. I was punching myself, right? And I was like, it's a little red, but I got to make it real. So I just true story. I just fucking punched myself in the mouth until it bled a little bit. And then I got back there because I wanted to come back like a hero. I didn't want to come back like downtrodden or like a pussy.
Yeah.
So I came back and I was like, dude, and he was like, are you all right? I was like, man, there was like 500 of them. It was like a Mobb Deep video. I was like, they got me, dude. I think I got one or two. I really fucked up one or two, but they got the bike, man. They got the bike. And then I just held up, but I was like, but I got the weed. And so I was kind of like, there was like a slow Rudy. Like I was like, I came home like a victorious soldier.
Yeah.
As opposed to the pussy that really should have been banished or executed for leaving his bike like that.
Dude, punching yourself in the face.
I did it like a maniac. I think there was even a woman walking on the other side looking at me, going like, "What are you doing?"